In the gray early morning light of November 10th, I head to a long, narrow food plot in the middle of the timber. It is a spot where I have the highest hope of finally seeing Skinny.
She gets down here, unless she keeps going, we have to go back to that, like, ultra no.
Oh, there he is. There's Skinny.
Skinny?
Yeah, 100% him.
Okay. Are you rolling on him?
Yeah.
See, that was worth the wait.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the one he's after. There they come, dang it. I mean, I could have forced a shot, but it would have been about 45 to 50 yards where he went in.
He's still in there. Yeah, back.
This could work to our advantage, unless there's more does than this. But there's a whole dang covey of them. I got a bad feeling they're gonna turn that corner. Yeah, I mean, that's not my ideal shot, but I can take that. That's right at 32, 33. What's that?
It's gotta be him coming out.
Yeah. Okay, that doe is coming out. Get ready.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it.
Careful. Yeah.
How far? 45.
I don't know about, yeah, 45.
Is he gonna drop this time? I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
Well, he's gonna die. Wow. That, the first shot, he was probably 35-ish. And I put the 30-yard pin on his brisket, thinking he was going to drop like they usually do when I stop him, and he didn't drop an inch. So I shot right under him. And I thought, well, that's the end of that game. But Skinny is the bull of the woods, I guess, and he wasn't intimidated by any noise in a tree or even seeing a couple of guys standing in the tree. He was, I don't know what was going on in his head, but I was able to load another arrow. Second shot was 45, and I put the 40 kind of mid-vitals, and he dropped and turned a little bit there, I guess. But now we'll just, I'm just going to sit here for a few minutes and enjoy it. But we'll regroup and go back after him in a little bit. I'm a big fan of the super bright pins on these fuse sights. There's enough ambient light from just the first light of morning that you don't need the sight light. So I had a chance this morning to kill a really nice buck. I mean, I never thought, which pin do I need to use or where is that pin? Those things, they were glowing. When we have an encounter with a big deer like we did this morning with Skinny, there's a lot going on in the tree. The last thing you want is to have some kind of a tree stand accident that comes into play. We never worry about that when we're using the muddy safe lines. In fact, we won't leave the ground without using the muddy safe lines in the tree. No matter what happens up here, we know we're going to come back to the ground safely at the end of the hunt. I love the small food plots on our farm. I plant them to frigid forage trophy clover because it holds up to heavy browsing pressure and does well with the limited sunlight I get in these small openings. Deer become accustomed to using these spots morning and evening. The doe that brought Skinny within range was, no doubt, a regular on this small plot. Surprisingly, Skinny didn't see Zach and I in the tree, even though he was looking almost directly at us. We were both tucked behind the branches of the shingle oak tree, but just as importantly, we were both wearing Realtree Extra. Small things can make a big difference. If he had pegged us in the tree, I'm sure I never would have gotten a second shot. As I stare at the spot where Skinny was standing, I replay the shot over and over in my mind. At the same time, 30 miles to the west, Caleb and Taylor Byers are back after the giant buck they call Lockdown.
Well, it's November 10th this morning, and we are back in the stand that I shot my bull buck out of last year, and the same stand that we had an encounter with Lockdown over the weekend. It's Thursday today, and we go back to work on Sunday for 3 days, and then we have another 4 days off, so hopefully we have some good movement today. Looked like a decent buck. Should I run at him?
Louder.
As the Byers desperately try to call lockdown within bow range, I climb out of my stand and head back to the office with a knot in my stomach. I always hate it after I kill one of the bucks that I've been hunting for a long time, because then every time you go out, you don't have that same driving force. You don't have that one buck that you're after. But I guess that's the reality of picking one deer to hunt is if you finally do kill it, then the woods always seems a little bit emptier than when the deer was still alive.
I shoot this Hoyt Ultra Rest, and the reason is for just moments like today when your nerves are rattled, the last thing you need is for the arrow to come off the rest. That's just one less thing you got to worry about. That thing is not coming off there no matter what I do. Whether I turn the bow upside down, no matter how I turn it, when I bring it back upright, that arrow is resting perfectly.
Ozonics devices electronically change oxygen molecules into ozone molecules, which are unstable. As they rain down from the Ozonics unit, these unstable oxygen molecules try to stabilize by grabbing carbon molecules wherever they can find them. Human odor is primarily carbon-based, so the ozone eats up the scent molecules as the two gases mix in the airstream downwind of your stand. The RTP Genesis seeder permits us to plant all sizes of seeds, from the small stuff found in Big and Beastie all the way up to big seeds like corn and soybeans. It is nice to have this much flexibility in one critical tool. Muddy's ProCam line is made up of very affordable portable cameras that have excellent battery life. Because their total cost to own and operate is low, you can run more of them on the same budget. More cameras means more information, and that eventually leads to an increase in success.
There's another one coming. nowhere. We look up and there's a doe at like 25 yards heading our way, and that big 10 is right behind her. She got pretty close, spooked, ran out, but I mean stayed right here, and he followed right behind her and gave me just a perfect broadside 15-yard shot. And I'm pretty sure he's down just by that crossing, but wait, right here. Wait, oh, it's a left. It's that little 8. It's that 8 we saw on the other stand. Well, we just climbed down. I'm gonna talk pretty quiet because we know lockdown's still in the area. But we're standing right where I shot my buck, and I shot him around 8:15. It's about 11:30 right now, so we're gonna try and get on a little blood. Hopefully he's not very far. And then once we find him, take care of him, we're gonna go ahead and try and locate another tree up the ridge or down by the crossing to move our stand to, so Caleb can possibly get a shot at lockdown tonight. He's right there. Yes. Oh man. Holy cow. Holy cow. He's even bigger than I thought he was. Holy cow. Well, here's a little better look at him. We came into this hunt this morning knowing another buck walkdown was in the area, and we actually encountered him earlier this morning, and we tried to rattle at him, and then this buck came running over the hill to see what it was. And he'd left, came back a couple different times, and then a doe brought him right in, gave me a perfect broadside 15-yard shot. I might have hit him just a touch high, but other than that, he didn't go 100 yards from the stand maybe. It's been just an insane season for me. I mean, I took a great management buck that'll help our farm just tremendously, and then harvesting my biggest bow buck. I mean, I'm so thankful, and it's been a hunt to remember and a season to remember. And that's the beauty of the rut. We had no pictures of this buck whatsoever, and I mean, I couldn't be more thankful that he showed up and gave me this opportunity. So now we're just going to get Caleb's other buck, and our bow season will be officially done.
Taylor got a complete pass-through on this buck even though she shoots light poundage. When penetration is critical, there is no better arrow than the one she was using, the Easton FMJ. It packed a punch as it drove through both sides of the deer, making for a quick, humane kill. Taylor uses the Cabela's Stalker hunting pack. It's perfect for tree stand hunting because it takes up very little room in the tree, but is spacious enough to carry a lot of gear. I've never liked the idea of dumping minerals on the ground, forcing the deer to eat dirt. Not only is the resulting hole unsightly, it just never made sense. When I switched to trophy rock, I was able to keep my mineral sights off the ground, in my case on stumps. My hunting arrows tipped with rocket steel heads are just as accurate as arrows tipped with field points. Every year, I check just to be sure, but every year the impact point out to 50 yards is identical. The accuracy of these broadheads gives me a lot of confidence. We love redneck blinds because they permit easy shots in every direction. The vertical corner windows make it possible to take shots of any distance without having to raise up or drop down. Also, the increased visibility of all these windows makes the overall experience more enjoyable. The 10th is another legendary day. The Byers experienced some of the best hunting of their lives and tagged yet another big Iowa buck. And in Wisconsin, Rick Vergine and his son Casey have another action-packed hunt in their waterhole blind.
Hit.
Oh, man.
I finally arrowed the buck I've been hunting since October 19th, but instead of celebrating, I watch the minutes tick away on the clock. Unsure of the exact nature of the hit, I make the hard decision to leave the buck overnight. As evening settles, I walk out on the back deck to listen for coyotes yipping their excitement over finding a 250-pound meal. Hearing nothing, I head back inside, but sleep comes slow this night. After getting this close to something I wanted badly enough to spend 4 weeks pursuing it, my mind gnaws at the decision. Was this the right choice? Tomorrow will define my season. The payoff for months of preparation comes down to a split-second decision. We strive to perfect those moments, but at the very least we must make the most of them, because adrenaline-fueled choices are the true reality when we are chasing November.